Hi everyone, my name is Erin Elizabeth Wamberg. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. Today we are looking at how do I not listen to people who don't know what they're talking about? Or just reminding you, don't listen to people who don't know what they're talking about. Okay, this seems pretty obvious, but sometimes there's a little nuanced ways this can show up in our life. So whenever we want to have something new in our life or we want to grow in our life, so whether that means we want to start eating healthier, we want to level up in our job, we want to have a new place we're exploring, we want to challenge ourselves to learn something new or do something different. So whenever we have that, that's growing out of our comfort zone, and then that can be a challenge for people around us. Okay, we exist as mirrors to each other. And so the way someone sees me is in this particular way. And then once I decide I want to grow or change, I am not going to be in that exact same place for them anymore. And that can be triggering for some people. So when you want to up level your life, when you want to grow, when you want to change, when you want to create something new energetically in your life, that mirror changes place and that reflects back to people who might know you as a certain way or that you're a certain person who does these certain things. And a lot of that can be unintentional. It just happens. We project onto people in our lives. We make assumptions. We decide people are this one fixed thing for us because it helps anchor our identity. And so I just want to remind you all that you do not have to stop going for your goals or your dreams or whatever you want just because there's some kind of pushback onto someone thinks you need to be. So the first thing is understanding, hopefully not everyone in your life is like that, but it's totally normal if that is what happens. If you decide you're going to do something new or something different, or you're making a change in your life, sometimes there can be that pushback that's not very supportive. And so first thing is do yourself a favor and not take that personally. That's not about you. That's about them. That's about where they're at and their inability to be supportive and happy for other people because maybe their inability to want to grow or change or challenge themselves gets reflected back to themselves. And so they don't want to be bothered to be different in that way. So don't take it personally. And then the second thing you can do is stop sharing with those people. So if you've identified in your life, right, these people who maybe you make an announcement online that I got this new job and I'm so excited, I'm going to do this, and then people are haters to you or not supportive or whatever, don't listen to them and don't share with them or don't engage with them further because someone's jealous, unhappy energy isn't about you, it's about them. And even if they're not being mean, if they're not being supportive, you also don't need to hold space for that in your energy or in the path that you're going on. So, starting by yourself is fine. Identifying the people in your life who you feel safe with, who you feel comfortable with, who you know support you and love you, that's who you want to go to. Sometimes, especially if it's someone connected to our inner childhood wounding of being accepted or being loved just as we are, sometimes we can try and fix that wound by demanding people outside of us support whatever we do. And if they don't, then we take that really personally and mean that's something wrong with us. But our work here is to understand if I'm doing something that's for the betterment of myself and I'm going to grow as a person, then I need to find the people who are going to not only not be mean about it, but who are going to go above and beyond to support me, to cheer me on, to be in my corner, to, I can share a little victory with them and they feel so excited and supportive of me and what I'm doing. So you want to identify those people. And people who don't know what they're talking about, maybe you want to start a new business or you want to eventually become an entrepreneur and work for yourself. Those people, maybe they have some wounding that they started a business and they failed, or they're too scared to start a business, or they can't even give themselves permission to develop a concept. And so those people, you don't want to internalize that story and understand anyone else's fear that they project onto you is exactly coming from them. It has nothing to do with you and your ability to succeed, your ability to create the life you want, to meet the goal you have for yourself. That has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with them and their own internalized limitations that instead of dealing with those within themselves, they project onto you. Because if you are growing and rising and doing something they want to be doing, but they haven't given themselves permission to do, they're going to get really triggered and upset if you are doing that for yourself because they haven't done that for themselves. And so, like I was saying, just really find people in your life who you know can be supportive of you in this time, even if it's just one person. Even if you have to start by yourself, that's okay too. And just be reflective and think, who can support me in my life? And if it isn't anyone, I mean, write in your diary, write on a piece of paper, say a prayer to your higher power, to God, to the universe, to whoever it is, and just say, please bring me these people who can support me, who can be kind of like my group as I move forward in this, as I'm trying to grow and expand my life. Please bring me the people who are a better match for me in this new area of my life to do this and this thing. So don't feel like you have to wait until these people show up in your life for you to start to make positive change you want to make in your life. It's okay if you have to start by yourself, but as soon as you start embodying that energy and start doing something for it, you're going to start to attract those people right away because you're existing as that energy. So for example, let's say you want to be a bodybuilder, let's say. Okay, so what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to work out, get a trainer, probably look at be on a diet. I don't know, I'm not a bodybuilder, but maybe you have to look at these things. So when you start to research and find community and learn about these things, you're going to meet people who have similar interests and who are interested in doing this stuff. And you're going to be able to find other people who are like-minded, who are willing to grow and change with you in that way and want to show up and support you because they have similar goals. So please don't take someone's inability to support you fully, that's a message that you shouldn't follow your dream. There's always going to be haters because haters just hate themselves. And that's the truth. And so if you are doing something that is going to benefit you and you can feel in your heart of hearts is really your dream, your desire, where you want to be moving in your own life, then trust that and know that we listen to people who maybe don't know what they're talking about or don't have what we want because we might also be insecure in our own decision. So of course it's scary to get out of our comfort zone. It's scary to challenge ourselves in that way. It's scary to feel like, okay, I'm going to be doing something and maybe something I tied my identity to isn't going to be part of my reality anymore. And so if we're moving into these new places and we're kind of becoming a new person, we might feel insecure. Maybe we haven't identified as that way before. Maybe it's a new way we have to see ourselves. And so sometimes if we're feeling very insecure about it, if someone says one mean comment or, we have a lot of that doubt that comes up from our own ego to try and keep us in our comfort zone and keep us small. So if we hear some of the outside noise, it can really hook into our own insecurity and encourage us to just not move forward with our dreams and our goal and our vision. And so the point with this is you can hear those voices, you can say thank you for your thoughts, but remembering why you want to change, why you want to grow, what you want to be doing, that is what's going to motivate you, especially if you can connect to the emotional reason why you want what you're growing towards. If you can connect to why you want to do it, then any amount of outside hate or doubt, it's okay, you'll have to deal with it, but you'll just be focused on your path and you can move forward in that way. And so for this, just remember, if you want something new, you want to grow, there's going to be lots of challenges that come with it, but just being consistent, not being perfect, being consistent and moving one thing at a time and calling things into your life that are going to support you is what you need to do, and trusting and listening to your own voice and your own support system instead of listening to people who they don't know what they're talking about. They don't have what you want. They haven't done it before. I mean, it's really important. Don't listen to people who say you can't open a business. You say, okay, well, have you ever tried it before? Right. And even if they haven't failed, you can still try and do it. Don't listen to people who have never done what you've been trying to do. So if you're trying to be emotionally healthy or grow in that way, don't listen to people who are stuck in these traps of like, I can only be stuck as this one way forever. So we want to make sure we're not listening to people who also haven't done what you're trying to do. And that's where masterclasses from people, coaches who've done what you want, the results you want, that's why we listen to those people, because they have it. And so putting your focus there instead of on the people who may be doubting you, maybe the haters, maybe the not supportive people, not taking personally, and just learning where you can set your own boundaries so you can protect your own goal, your own visions, and not feeling like you have to buy into this idea, I have to share everything with everyone all the time. You can share with no one, you can share with one person, two people, but remembering this is for you. And so those boundaries you set are what's going to help keep you motivated and clear along the way. And usually what happens once you get your goal, people who are haters will, want to come around and support you long term. So just stay on your path, trust your intuition, know that you're doing the right thing for you. And remember, don't sometimes it's easy to want to hook into some criticism or feedback, especially from people we love. But remember, you're on your path, and once you get there, you're going to find people along the way who unconditionally will love and support you, and staying focused on that until you get there. Okay, you can do it. You are here to grow and learn and expand. So I hope this video served you. If you ever want any information about me, about how to work with me, order my books or anything, you can all linked in the description box below. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.